The if-then statement is a powerful feature used in almost every data analytical tool. Most importantly, it lets you create new variable from existing ones, but you can also use it to modify variables you already have. For example, in our current heart dataset, which was created almost like 3/4 of a century ago, the BP status, the categories are now extremely outdated, right? So let's use the latest blood pressure classification definitions to create a brand new BP status variable for our analysis. We are going to generate a SAS code using ChatGPT and to create a new variable, BP underscore status underscore new variable, based on the latest American Heart Association definitions. We'll use existing variables as systolic and diastolic blood pressure from the heart dataset. And honestly, in today's world, the key is just knowing what you want to do, because figuring out how to do it is easy. AI tools like ChatGPT are always there to help. Let's look up the latest definition of blood pressure. I'm going to go to my browser and latest blood pressure classification. Okay. Okay, I see a bunch of options there. I'm going to trust the Harvard Health. Probably that will be the latest one. Okay, here is the latest definition. I'm just going to take a screenshot of it. Okay, and then I'm going to go to ChatGPT. This plus button is not highlighted. I'm going to refresh it. I'm going to paste the definition right here, and I'm going to tell SAS what, I'm going to tell ChatGPT what to do. Here is the latest classification of blood pressure definitions. Create a new data set, create a SAS code to create a new data set, FHS underscore lib dot heart 2, which will replace the existing FHS underscore lib dot heart 2. I'm going to remove this space. Heart 2 data set using the original FHS underscore lib dot heart data set. The variables used to create the new variable, BP status underscore new will be systolic and diastolic. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT can do for us. Okay, so it is creating the SAS code for us. Okay, all we need to do is just copy this, and then we will see it in SAS how we can tweak it. Okay, we are going to open the program heart.sas that we created previously. It might look slightly different from yours because I have been going back and forth for these videos. I'm just going to paste it right here. Okay, so we are creating a new data set. So it starts with data, FHS underscore lib dot heart 2. Okay, it has not done what we asked for it, so we need to replace. So add this word replace next to FHS underscore lib hard2, because we already have hard2 dataset which we created in the last section, and it will use the existing FHS underscore lib dot hard. Okay, so the next statement, length BP status underscore new $30 is an important statement because it adjusts the length of the variable. Sometimes if if we do not assign the length, it just assign the length 1 or 2, then you will see only one character appearing in your newly created variable. So in that case, you can come back to ChatGPT and tell you what error you are getting, and it can fix the code for you. Okay. So in this case, it has already understood that it has to give the length to the new variable, almost 30 alphanumeric characters, which is awesome. Then what it is going to do is it is going to go step by step. First, what it is doing is it is checking the classification, and it is starting from the bottom, which is very smart thing for ChatGPT to do. It is assigning the category hypertensive crisis for all the individuals who have systolic blood pressure greater than 180 or higher than diastolic greater than 120. So here is the statement for that. If systolic blood pressure is greater than 180 or diastolic blood pressure is greater than 120, then the new variable BP underscore status new is assigned the category hypertensive crisis. Okay. Now in the next statement, it is moving on to the remaining records, right? So all of these individuals have already been given the status hypertensive crisis. Okay. For the remaining records, if somebody has a systolic blood pressure greater or equal to 140 or diastolic blood pressure greater or equal to 90, then the status given to those individuals is hypertension stage 2. And this comes from the second last category here, high blood pressure stage 2, 140 or higher or 90 or higher. Next, we have high blood pressure stage 1. The individuals who have systolic blood pressure between 130 to 139 or diastolic blood pressure 80 to 89. Let's see what SAS statement looks like for that kind of a condition. Else if, so that else if means that these are the remaining patients from who have not been assigned any category by the first and the second statement. The systolic blood pressure, if it is between 130 and 139 inclusive, or this is important here, or diastolic blood pressure 80 to 89 inclusive, their assigned category will be hypertension stage 1. And those who have blood pressure 120 to 129 inclusive, and or diastolic blood pressure 180. Now look, diastolic blood pressure less than 80, it is not giving it a range. Anybody who has less than diastolic blood pressure 80, and we need to go back and recheck and see it is smart enough to see that in the last two categories, the diastolic blood pressure condition is the same for both of them. So anybody who has less than 80 is either given elevated or normal. Okay, so it is very smart in that in that way. So they are given elevated. Anybody who has systolic blood pressure less than 80 or 180, then blood pressure is normal. Okay, and then anybody who is not assigned any category according to these conditions. So if somebody has missing blood pressure or any values which are not given as per the categories above, they will be given the status unclassified. I mean, we can leave them blank, but I like the way ChatGPT has given unclassified status to those individuals. So I'm going to just leave it that way, unclassified. Okay, let's submit this code and see what happens. Okay, so since we are using the coding this time and we have tweaked it a little bit, it is better that we check the log to see if everything went well and there are no errors which will be in red or any warnings which will be in yellow. But we see all of them are blue, which is awesome. So everything went well, a new data set is created, and we hope that it has replaced the previously created hard2 data set. So let's open it up and see. Okay, so, and if we scroll at the bottom, you see there is a new variable BP underscore status underscore new being created. And they have the categories as we wanted. Let's check them up. Okay. I'm just going to trust ChatGPT and SAS for now, but in the real world situation, it is always wise to double check everything, go back to the original categories and see if all the individuals who have higher than 180 or diastolic blood pressure greater than 120, they are assigned the status as needed hypertension crisis and so on. You might not need to check each and every, but at least 8 or 10 or maybe 2 or 3 of each category, whatever conventional wisdom tells you. Okay, so this was the kind of a demonstration how you can use the AI tools to create SAS codes and then tweak them as per your need. You can use this technique of creating SAS codes for a bunch of functions. Yeah, so that must be interesting for you. See you in the next video.